Dogs chewing inappropriate objects is a very common concern or common complaint that we'll hear from folks. I think it's important to realize that, for starters, your veterinarian and your veterinary team may be your best resource for helping you with some of those physical or medical concerns that are causing this inappropriate chewing. And then once that is ruled out, then a lot of times you start looking for some behavioral support. And it could be things that we can talk about as simple as having the right selection of toys or objects for your animal to use. There's a lot of new items that are on the market that also integrate with your smartphone that we can talk about that you can use as well. And again, if the behavioral concern becomes really severe and very worrying, you might be looping back to tie in your veterinarian again if pharmaceutical or medication support is actually needed for your animal. I mean, they say that, dogs don't tell time, and it's true, they don't truly tell time, but they can have predictors going through the day that they know that certain things are going to be happening, right? They're expecting different cues as they go through the day. So I think a lot of times people will think, well, I'll give you a little chewing treat or a little dental treat or something like that, but that's gone in 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and now the dog's going, okay, well, I've got another 7 hours and 50 minutes to go, right? So the thing is, trying to find something with some longevity, some staying power is a big part of it. And it's a double benefit. It's the dog's occupied doing something while they're actually working on this treat that they have, but then afterwards, they've actually worked out some of their physical energy and their behavioral anxiety energy. And so then, having something like a nap for an hour is perfectly natural because, gee, I was chewing on that for a couple of hours and now I'm a little worn out. I think I'll take a little nap, and then when I get up, I'll look for something else. I think finding those things that your dog enjoys, and I think that a lot of times that comes down to what types of toys or what types of activities. Having that radio, or it can be radio, white noise machine, whatever it is, if you're going with a radio or something that's playing actual music, like actual sound, there are great downloadable programs. There's everything is going back to the old days of having even a CD player. There's lots of things that have music that are designed for a cat or a dog's internal rhythms that actually matches up nicely with their heartbeat, that matches up nicely with their sort of pace. With cats, the really interesting thing with cats is, of all the things, the one type of music that really works well with cats is reggae. I know, right? And you're going, seriously, Bob Marley, who knew, right? The man was a true genius. He was basically there for the cats. But then for the dogs, a lot of times classical music that has a lot of times a beat that is very similar to their heartbeat. It does two things. It's a sound that can help to block maybe, let's say, some sounds from outside coming in, but then also it's that sound that just kind of matches in with their own rhythm and helps to calm them. The other thing with dogs that we know is so much of their brain power is devoted to the sense of smell. So having things that are, when you're home, it's great to be able to set up little cups with a treat underneath, little paper cups or little beer cups, something like that, just to give the dog that stimulation. But is there anything that you can do like that could be time dispensed to release? And there's lots of time dispense feeders nowadays, or treat dispensers nowadays, things along those lines that you do for the dog that also ties in, that stimulates their sense of smell. Now, it's true, there are some dogs that, because very early in life, they may have developed a very strong or severe fear to certain things, and a lot of times the common one is like a thunderstorm phobia. And that's not a dog that's a little bit anxious with the thunderstorm, that's a dog that truly is they truly believe that this thing is coming for them and they're terrified of it. So again, if it's something really severe, you may still be involving your veterinarian in some behavioral concerns because the dog temporarily or depending on weather conditions may need to have some mild medication support to actually help them calm. There's a lot of prescription stuff or prescription medication that can be used. Everything from pheromones to even just room sprays. Things like lavender and chamomile are very calming for a dog, as opposed to things like citrus and tea tree oil sprays that can be very energizing for the dog. I'd say when you're starting to look into things like that, don't trust everything on the internet, because there's a lot of misinformation and you can seriously do some serious harm to your pet if you follow the wrong advice. So have either your veterinary team recommend some internet resources. The Ontario SPCA has a website, shelterhealthpro.com. It's all one word, shelterhealthpro.com, and it's divided into two sections. One is more infectious disease and physical problems, and then the other side is behavioral health and psychological well-being. Click on those because there's a pile of links for different games or different activities, different scents that you can use, and what sort of sources you can trust. So I mean, things that, like that website or other websites that your veterinarian or veterinary team may recommend for you are great resources, but use something that you know you can trust, because like I said, there's a lot of misinformation that's out there. I don't think there's a one single answer that, oh, here, do this and that will solve all your problems. I think it literally, like a spider web, is the dog's at the center, and there's all these things, these little things you can do that can have a positive effect, that can have a benefit. Well, folks, thanks so much for watching. If you found this information useful, please click on the link to subscribe. Watch for our other blogs and other social media feeds. See you next time.